All right, a quick one. Now, recently Netflix released this movie called Cuties. Hmm? And I got a couple of things to say about it. It's trending, and you have people on different sides. So some people are like, it's a horrible movie. Some are like, and there's some good things in it. And I want to bring awareness of the context on why this movie it's really bad. So one of the first things that came out was the poster. And the issue with the poster was it had little girls in very seductive poses. And okay, we said, "Oh, let the film come out." Now the film came out and it was even worse than expected. Now, I am not going to show the videos or the clips from the movie because it's so horrible that I don't even want to put it. But I'm going to point some things out to help some people get the context. Firstly, let me clear one argument. One argument is okay, the film was made to, let's say, bring awareness of child sexualization, right? And in response, there's this post by Babylon B on Twitter. So they said, new Netflix movie. Actually, of course, it's not true, but they're trying to mock it. New Netflix movie actually murders puppies to teach that murdering puppies is bad. And they had a poster. The issue here is you can't sexualize children and say it is justified because the film is against sexualizing children. Like, do you bring a film about rape? You're trying to stop rape, then you actually rape women in the film. So that is not a valid argument to say that it was for a just cause. That one aside, let's get into the real meat of this problem. I- What makes this film coming out at the wrong time with let me explain the context. There is an issue of pedophilia right now in the world, child sex trafficking. And it's so bad, like the issue of pedophilia, that I don't think many people are aware of how bad it is. But check out this 2 minute clip. Just it's an emotional clip. The lady was emotional, but try and get the information from this clip. It's about 2 minutes. Just get the information from it.
Of boys and girls under the age of 18. But now, because of high-speed internet, it's also videos very prominently. And videos of kids, and by kids I mean prepubescent, visibly prepubescent. And they make the distinction because of the internet and there's so much content, these pedophiles are desensitized. Because of that, the kids are getting younger and the content is getting that much more devastating. So when this law enforcement officer told me this, I asked him how young are the young kids he's seeing, and he told me infants. And I have a 6-month-old baby. So I said, what does that mean? You know, like what does an infant mean? And he said, with the umbilical cord still attached. I know it's so devastating to hear this, and I'm really sorry to share this, but I'm grateful that you guys are listening, because this is actually happening, and it's important that we know this and that it resonates with us, so that we think about this in our days and in our personal life. So I asked them what happens in these videos, and unspeakable things happen, but I'm again going to speak about them because I feel like if these kids are experiencing this, the least that they deserve is for us to hear what is actually happening to them. So no, it's not just touching. There is penetration. There is extreme torture and bondage. There's bestiality, which is having an animal penetrate the child or infant. There is incest. I mean, they said you think of it, anything you could think of, it's out there and it's being traded, and it's 30 to 50 million files a day being traded that we know of. I mean, you can see what's happening right now. And this is happening to any child and every child. 90% of children know their abusers. So, our children are at risk. You may know this person. It may be a doctor. It may be a coach. I thought that people that were working with children were people that wanted to protect them, but oftentimes these people who have this propensity for wanting to lure children in.
So you see that it's really horrible, and there is an issue on ground. So when you have this kind of issue, and then you bring up this kind of theme, you're now let's try and think about a pedophile. Now, do you think they will go and watch the whole film? They might just say, "Oh, there's a new film out, and there's this particular section of the film that really sexualizes children. Let me just go and watch that to whet my appetite." They don't need to watch the whole film. It's just like having a film that tries to stop people from watching porn, trying to say porn is bad. And then you have a particular part of the film where you're displaying actual pornography. How, I mean, the actual people that are addicted to porn will not even watch the whole movie. They could just go to that section just to watch more porn. So this is literally like child pornography. And talking about porn, there is also a big issue with porn and children. In fact, there was a video I saw on Twitter showing the dangers or showing how bad the situation has come.
Hub is the largest and most popular porn site in the world. Owned by the megaporn parent company MindGeek, Pornhub averages 42 billion visits per year. That's 115 million visits every day. Most of the content featured on their site is user-generated, amassing 6 million new videos each year. That would take 169 years to watch. Pornhub has become the global epicenter of internet pornography. The company makes hundreds of millions of dollars through ad revenue, data collection, and premium subscriptions. And it's blatantly enabling and profiting from rape, sexual abuse, and child sex trafficking. Like the missing 15-year-old girl who was found after 58 videos of her rape were posted on Pornhub. Or Rose Kalemba, the 14-year-old, who the BBC reported was kidnapped at knife point, raped and assaulted on camera for 12 hours, and had to beg Pornhub for months and threaten legal action to remove the videos of her rape and torture. Or the images of a toddler being sexually abused, found through an investigation by the Sunday Times. Or the 22 women who were deceived and coerced by the producers of Girls Do Porn, the popular Pornhub partner channel, whose owners now face a federal indictment for child pornography, sex trafficking of a minor, sex trafficking, and sexual abuse. These examples only begin to scratch the surface of the sexual crimes found on Pornhub. According to the Internet Watch Foundation, in only 2 years, they processed and confirmed 118 cases of child rape and trafficking on Pornhub. These aren't models or actresses playing a role in a movie. These are real videos of women and children being sexually abused, violated, and traumatized. And Pornhub is deeply complicit. They have no system to reliably verify the age or consent of anyone featured in their videos it profits from. The largest porn site in the world makes it insanely easy for users to upload videos of real sexual violence. And in doing so, they forever memorialize the trauma of their victims, all for the profit and pleasure of Pornhub and its users. It's time to shut down Pornhub and hold them accountable for the rape, trafficking, and sexual abuse that they enable and profit from. Share this video and sign a petition at traffickinghub.com.
So I'm not going to come and say cancel Netflix, do all those kind of things. It's more about Christians, parents being aware of what is going on, being aware of the society. Because we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. This is more of a spiritual battle. For example, I saw a tweet by Michael Knowles, and he just said, presented without comments. So it was like the homepage of Netflix. And you have two films above. On the left, we had Cuties. On the right, we had this, I think, series called Lucifer. And I don't know much about that series, but it happens to be that they are trying to humanize Lucifer and probably make people have sympathy on him. Now, the movie on its own, you might say, "Ah, there's nothing wrong with it." But please sit down and connect the dots. Connect the dots on all these things. You need to sit down and look at it. These people are not on your side. And the children need to be protected. Because it's not just about this Cuties movie. Like, it will come and go. Probably people will cancel it and then they may lose out on the movie. The issue is what's coming next, right? There's a lot of sexualization in the society.
What's incredible is the world is upside down today, and everybody's incensed about this show on Netflix, a show on Netflix that you can watch or not watch. But what you are not talking about is what we showed you last night called CSE. It is from the United Nations, from Agenda 2020, the World Health Organization, and it is being pushed into our schools. It's in 27 states right now. It is just as bad, if not worse, than just that Netflix show.
Oh, yeah. And you're not going to your streaming service.
No, it's going directly to your children. And they are telling your children as young as 8 to watch pornography, to get online and sext people. And they're showing them how to sext. This is the new sexual curriculum. It's insanity.
I hope you're getting and connecting the dots now. Another very funny video I saw, a TED talk that tried to make pedophilia a sexual orientation. I kid you not. You know, when people say they want to make pedophilia a sexual orientation, you might say, never. They can never do that. But that's where we're heading. That's how we started. We started with with homosexuality and claimed it was sexual orientation. Then we moved to transgenderism. All this, if you give them 1 inch, they take 1 mile.
I want to quickly summarize where we are at the moment. According to current research, pedophilia is an unchangeable sexual orientation, just like, for example, heterosexuality. No one chooses to be a pedophile. No one can cease being one. The difference between pedophilia and other sexual orientations is that living out this sexual orientation will end in a disaster. Right now, most of us feel discomfort when we think about this scenario. And most of us feel discomfort when we think about pedophiles. But just like pedophiles, we are not responsible for our feelings. We do not choose them.
By the time we as a society start saying, okay, if someone feels this is their sexual orientation, then they should go that way. Then what stops you, or what stops someone that says, I'm a pedophile and that's my sexual orientation? Quite astonishing. So just like in the Bible verse where Joshua said, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Despite all that's going around, within you and inside your own home, you can promote the kingdom of God. In the world, of course, this is a dying world, and there's only so much you can do because, of course, it's headed for destruction. But within your family, within your home, protect your children from watch what they watch what they hear. And in this day and age where everyone is working and giving children to schools to groom them, you don't be very present in your child's life because there is so much nonsense going up and around. So that's what I have to say. That is, be more aware of what's going on and be more aware and be protective of children, because just imagine a child growing up in this day and age. They tell the child, oh, yeah, if you feel, or If you're a guy and you feel like a girl, you can change, just further confusing the child. Then you have pornography that it's readily accessible. You also have children that have been abused, sexually abused. So there's a lot of nonsense. But like Jesus said, fear not, I have overcome the world. So keep on moving, keep on praying, and keep on protecting the little ones. So that's what I have to say for today. I'm done.